On the issue we've just been discussing, immigration, that there's now more and more of a sense that the Republican Party is hostile, not welcoming to immigrants.
Well, it's hard to make an economic argument to people who think you want to deport their grandmother. Yes, it's much more difficult, and that's the issue, that why the Republican Party needs to become the pro-legal immigration party. And we have to do that because it's right for our country.
Your family story is an amazing story. But as a Cuban-American Republican, the question becomes, does it resonate with Puerto Ricans, with Mexicans, with Dominicans, or do they see you and Cuban-Americans as a separate story?
Answer to that. I can tell you who I am. Okay, my parents worked very hard. They came here because they were looking for a better life. They worked their entire life very hard so that I could have opportunities they didn't have. I can tell you about the community that helped raise me. A lot of Cuban exiles, and I'm very proud of the Cuban exile community. But my wife is of Colombian descent. All my neighbors are from all over Latin America. To me, the story of immigration, to me, the story of the Hispanic community, the aspirations for a better life, the sacrifices so that your children would have opportunities that you didn't have. I didn't read about this in a magazine article. I'm surrounded by it every single day of my entire life, whether it was in Miami or in Las Vegas where I lived it, and back in Miami when we moved there again. My neighbors, my friends, the kids I went to school with, my in-laws, which is now half my family, these are people that lived this experience.
About whether or not your family were really Cuban refugees. Will that hurt you in terms of...
I was confused by that.
Well, obviously, there's a reporter, a book coming out. You've moved up the schedule for the release of your book the same day his book is coming out. The whole notion that your family didn't flee because of Castro.
Well, first of all, the bottom line is my parents came to the United States in 1956 in search of a better life. Right. They always aspired to return to Cuba. They wanted to, and they tried, as many Cubans did. In fact, the story of immigrants is not usually a story of instant success, and there was a time in their life where they were discouraged by some of the way things were going here. The bottom line is my parents were never able to return to Cuba. That option was taken off the table. They identified as exiles. They raised us as parents that were exiles. They are exiles, and I was raised in a community of exiles. I did get the date wrong. I didn't know. As soon as I knew, I stopped saying the wrong date. It doesn't change the fundamental aspects of my story.